Now, by the way, I use Westlaw for all my source documents. So, if you're going to understand the application of something, shouldn't you go as close to the period of its original passing? So, when it's the Declaration of Independence, so to speak, it is a contract. I mean, everything is contract. But, that being said, you should read this case here called the Ohio. It says in this case that the framers never envisioned the phrase, we the people of the United States, to apply to everyone in mass. In other words, everyone, including the citizens of the state. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. What is here meant by the expression, we, the people of the United States? It expresses the authority by which the thing was done. It means the people by whose authority the Constitution was formed and ratified. Ratified is a contract term. Ratification. If you look up ratification, ratification is also done through silence and acquiescence and many other means. Okay. It was the act of forming and ratifying the Constitution which ordained and established it. It was formed by delegates appointed by the representatives of the people of the several states. In other words, we have representatives, okay, in their respective state legislatures, and it was ratified by the several states through a convention of delegates in each state, elected by the people of the state, each state in doing the same acting for itself and by the authority of the people. As a separate and independent nation, the Constitution therefore was ordained and established not by the whole people of the United States collectively or in mass as a distinct community, but by the several states, the people of each acting in the name and by the authority of their state as a distinct, independent, sovereign people. It is therefore incontestable that the words of the preamble, we the people of the United States, mean the people of the several states of the Union, not collectively in mass. So it doesn't apply to everyone. Why? Because it was created by the representatives. The representatives were one of the parties, and the other party was the federal government and its agents. Okay? There's another case, I have to think of it. It's a Baltimore case where a citizen of the state of Baltimore sued under the Fifth Amendment for them seizing his property, and the court goes into that case and says, you can't do this. You're not a party to the contract. Okay, because a citizen of the state is not. And if you don't think there's a such thing as a citizen of the state, you should look up the slaughterhouse cases, U.S. v. Anthony, 1873 or 1872, whichever it is, the case of Susan B. Anthony. Her nationality wasn't United States citizen. Her nationality was New Yorker. Jones v. Timmer, 1993, and the recent pew pew charge out of that Kavanaugh ruled on. They explained the difference between a U.S. citizen and a citizen of the several states. Why did Susan B. Anthony go to jail? It's because she was not a U.S. citizen. She was a New Yorker. And in the governmental styles manual, it talks about nationality, how to do that. Her nationality was New Yorker. That means and denotes a citizen of the state. See, what we believe sometimes about the system, yes, I agree with you on a lot of things you say. When these people talk about driver's license, in part, I understand where they're coming from, but I also understand where you're coming from. As a commercial driver, I do have to have a license. But where they're missing things, according to the Attorney General opinion letter of 1997 out of California, The state is in a Bailey relationship when it comes to the automobile. Why? Senate Report 43 says all property ownership is within the state, as in the states of the Union, not the federal government. There's a lot of historical documents that people have not read, and they think they understand how things work. I could give you all kinds of source documents, but sometimes, sir, you're not so open to it. And you're not a lot older than me. You, I doubt you're quite to my father's age. But sometimes we've held a belief so long that we don't know how to let it go and look at things as they are through the lens of history and what the representatives actually wrote and what they did.